Hello everyone, and welcome to my EastEnders Soap Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Star Natalie Cassidy of EastEnders has spoken publicly about her time spent working with actor Steve McFadden, who played Phil Mitchell. Cassidy, who has been Sonia Fowler on the ITV serial since 1993, praised McFadden's portrayal as the best TV villain when appearing on the Off the Telly, What Shall We Watch? Podcast alongside Joanna Page. She went into further detail about her experiences working with the actor and, of course, competing with Phil. I don't care whoever's listening, I don't care what soap you're into and I know I'm biased, but I think Steve McFadden, who plays Phil Mitchell, is the best TV villain, she remarked. Cassidy added that she's genuinely frightened of Phil because McFadden is so good at what he does, saying, "I'm very good friends with Steve, but as soon as I step on set and Phil is there, you can't help but not be scared of Phil. Steve is one of the greatest actors I've ever worked with, in my opinion, because he exudes an air of superiority that makes everyone around him bow down to him. I aspire to excel to the highest level. I just want to perform the best that I can when I'm around him because he's so talented. And I just think Phil has been through it all as a character, affairs, jail, drunk, heroin addict, crackhead, he's been through it all. He's wrecked up the pub, set fire to everything and him and his brother Grant. But he's just basically stood the test of time, and I really, truly think he's amazing, and he's my fave TV villain." Recalling one of Sonia's tear-ups with Phil over 2 decades ago and how it felt facing off against him, Cassidy said, "I'd assisted Lisa get away, run away, and Phil rushes to the door and bashes the door down and is like, 'Where's my baby? Where's Lisa? Where is she?' And Sonia's like, 'I don't know. We did all this kind of, him pushing me, and it was wonderful. Screaming, I was like, I have made it now.' Once you've done a sequence like that with Steve McFadden, you have made it." Ian Beale has been acting very strangely in recent EastEnders episodes, but it appears his secret won't stay buried for long as Cindy loses no time in finding out the truth. EastEnders star Ian Beale, played by Adam Woodyard, has been acting pretty suspiciously in recent episodes, but his huge secret is going to be revealed. The Walford businessman has been arousing suspicion in this week's episodes as he acts quite peculiar, driving Cindy, Michelle Collins, and their son Peter, Thomas Law, to become anxious that Ian is hiding something. Shutting down any questioning, Ian tells his family that he is standing for counsel again, but they are not convinced by his reasoning. Ian sets off to a council meeting, but Peter isn't believing it and checks up on him. After contacting the council, Peter realizes that his dad is lying and demands the truth. Ian's odd attitude spills over into next week's episodes of the BBC serial when he prepares to depart the square for an apparent leadership training course in Manchester. He tells Cindy that she can't travel with him, expressing further concerns. Cindy then peeks into Ian's bag as she wonders what her partner is up to. Assuming that Kathy Beale, Gillian Tailforth, is covering for Ian, Cindy speaks to her about her anxieties and gives her the 3rd degree. Kathy hits back with words of caution while Cindy chooses to address Ian directly and asks whether he is having an affair, something he fiercely denies. But Cindy subsequently makes another discovery that puts her suspicions into overdrive, and she asks George Knight, Colin Salmon, to drive her to a secret address. Peter subsequently finds out where Cindy is and, desperate to find out the truth, decides to take Martin Fowler's, James by, van and pursues them. Meanwhile, Bobby Beale, Clay Milner Russell, is also intrigued, and when Peter won't keep him updated with his dad's problems, he discreetly slips into the back of the van. While it has not yet been disclosed what Cindy and George find when they visit this address, Peter and Bobby arrive as they are facing Ian, adding to the tension. Back at the house, Cindy is unable to sleep, drained by what has occurred over the past few days. She eventually decides to speak to Ian, but she is in for yet another shock as her partner has another bombshell for her. Upset by the chat, Cindy rushes to the Vic for a drink where she is consoled by Peter. But what has Ian been hiding? EastEnders viewers will have to watch the drama unfold from Monday, July 15th. EastEnders continues to bring the drama next week. Suki Panesar, Balvinder Sopal, and Eve Onwin, Heather Peace, are terrified when Nish Panesar, Navin Chowdhury, turns up on the doorstep of No 41, saying that the solicitor has delivered both copies of their final order divorce documents to him. The Panesars agree to change the locks so Nish can't obtain access, but he manipulates Avani and Andrahart, Aaliyah James, into getting him inside. Suki, Ravi Gulati, Aaron Thiara, Eve and Vinny Panesar, Shiv Jalota, are hostile as Nish starts talking, but he silences them as he informs them he's dying. The Panesars accuse Nish of lying and kick him out, as he insists that he's telling the truth. Nish finds Priya Nandrahart, Sophie Khan Levy, later and attempts to convince her, but Ravi intervenes and orders him to stay away. Nish ultimately catches up with Nugget Gulati, Juhaim Rasool Chowdhury, at McClunky's and begs him to hear him out. Ravi spots them and infuriated he shoves Nish, who collapses and is transported to hospital. Suki urges the Panesars to vote on whether to welcome Nish back into their lives and he comes over to plead his case, leaving the family stunned by the depths of his desperation. Although he stays solid with Suki against Nish in the moment, Ravi is conflicted, especially as Nugget and Avani plead his cause, but there's another shock on the way. Nish's choice sends shockwaves across the Panesar family. Ravi tries to hold steadfast when Nugget insists that he'd never let his dad die alone, no matter what awful things Ravi had done. At the hospital, Nish has an appointment with his consultant. Elsewhere, Freddie Slater, Bobby Brazier, tries to matchmake Kat Slater, Jesse Wallace, and Alfie Moon, Shane Ritchie, with a voucher for a couple's spa day, but she invites Big M.O. Harris, Layla Morse, instead. Also, Elaine Peacock, Harriet Thorpe, arranges a girls' night out with Anna, Molly Rainford, and Gina Knight, Francesca Henry, reminding them that they always have a home in the Vic with her. George Knight, Colin Salmon, gets his hopes up when Elaine contacts him to ask him over, but she only wants him to cover the bar while she's gone. At Peggy's, Gina and Anna try to encourage Elaine to give George another chance while he tries to cope with a crowd at the Vic single-handedly. The ladies are angry when their mum Cindy Beale, Michelle Collins, walks into the club for a tipple, so she heads over to the pub instead. Seeing that George is struggling, Cindy offers to help, and they are soon back in their old Marbella rhythm. Elaine is terrified when she returns to see Cindy lording it up behind her bar. Elaine summons Ian Beale, Adam Woodyard, to the Vic and informs him about George and Cindy's secret kiss, but how will he react? EastEnders fans can expect more turmoil as Sharon returns next week. It's heated between Sharon and Linda as they discuss the events of Christmas. Sharon panics when she finds the meat thermometer has gone missing and Johnny knows about what truly happened at Christmas. Linda is terrified when she is unexpectedly presented with the murder weapon as chaos unfolds at the Vic. Sharon agrees to discard it, but unbeknownst to the six, the floor in the cafe has suddenly collapsed in. Stacy and Denise attempt to collect the missing necklace, but are caught breaking into the cafe by Jack. Later, Walford is filled with chatter as the inhabitants speculate about the dead found in the cafe. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.